Alright everyone, welcome back to another Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes video with Fat Phil, and I want to put out some positive vibes. I know everybody's kind of down in the dumps with the raid changes and the currency stuff, and I'm just going to remind everybody of that there are some parts of this game that we really enjoy, and so I'm going to do a video talking about like the 7 best feelings that I see in the game, like the 7 things that when they happen, like it's the best feeling in the world, right? It's not the best feeling in the world, best feeling in this game. I mean, there's a lot better things outside of this game that you'll feel, but let's kind of dive into our list. Hopefully this gives you guys just some of that, picks you up a little bit to remind you that why you play this game. All right, so first, you've got iconic character unlocks. I mean, I still can remember when I was starting the Jedi Knight Luke event, how hyped I was. Like, that was awesome to me. Or being able to unlock Starkiller back in the day for me was one of the best feelings because Starkiller was one of my favorite characters. I played way too much of the Force Unleashed on the Xbox. So getting to play with those characters in this game to me was something that it felt so good to get them. And they're not necessarily these characters that you're grinding, crazy amounts of times for, crazy amount of time for, depending when you get them, right? If you go early, you'll spend more time, but in the scheme of things, they're a lot faster to get. And just getting to use those iconic characters. Again, everybody's going to have their other opinions on what they think, but for me, being able to use these two is it's so much fun. And sticking along with that, the feeling when you finish a grind, when you get those Galactic Legends, Profundity Executor, like that wave of relief that flows through that you completed it, it's such an amazing feeling. It's something that I think many of us in this game, when you do it, it's like you want to share it, right? Like anytime someone shares that they got a Galactic Legend, it's a big deal. I don't care if it's your first GL, I don't care if it's your 7th GL. It's a big deal to get a Galactic Legend. You completed something that you got to realize most people who start Galactic Legend farms don't end up finishing them because they'll leave the game. The vast majority of people who started Galactic Legend farms are no longer playing this game. So that is just some perspective that it is impressive to stick with that, right? That sticking with a Galactic Legend farm, it's such a great feeling when you finish them. And I put the 3 GLs that I think have the worst requirements or the worst in terms of gearing, right? They're the ones that have the most gear. But yeah, when you finish one, man, it's such a great feeling. Like, you just want to scream and shout. All right, and I know that this has died off a bit because of the great nerf of 2021. Yes, we still harp on that. It's still a thing. But when you get to do something off meta, you use Fennec to counter Lord Vader, or you use your Imperial Troopers to do something that's maybe a little bit out of their weight range, especially when there's Datacrons around that you can go and beat some Galactic Legends with your troopers, or when you're using General Skywalker to beat a Kenobi team without Commander Tano, or beating Rey. I mean, with that one, it's, Rey without Ben, really. But it's such a, some of those early off-meta counters, they're so great. Your blood gets raised, your heart starts pounding, your blood's boiling. It's such a great feeling. And it's something that I've always loved to do is find those little off-meta things. And sometimes off-meta doesn't always have to be going up against the Galactic Legend. It could just be, one time I remember I beat a General Skywalker with CLS, Chewie, Chewpio, and C-3PO because I'd used Han Solo to counter Supreme Leader Kylo Ren with my Sith Eternal. I needed that initial stun. So it's just, it's funny that when you do stuff like that, it's so cool. It's such a great feeling. So I want to put a few examples of that off-meta fun you can have in this game because it is important to remember those things, guys. It's so important. All right, creating strategies. So this is something that I don't know if you guys always realize that you do this, but you'll create your own strategies as you go along. And one of the best examples I have is my Jedi Master Luke counter for Lord Vader. That is what got me into content creation. For those of you who've been around for a very long time, my first bunch of videos is all Jedi Master Luke countering Lord Vader. And the reason why I got into it was I could not find anything without crazy relic levels or Jolee or Barriss or characters I didn't have at relic levels beating Lord Vader early. So I was like, there's got to be a way to use Jedi Master Luke, Jedi Knight Revan, General Skywalker, Jedi Knight Luke, and Hermit Yoda, because there was nobody showing those characters. Well, I watched enough content, I found the strategy that worked for me, And then I perfected it along the way. And then I was able to dig General Skywalker out and put Shock T in there. And I just, it's now it's a second nature fight as long as, Datacrons are what they are. But I created a strategy, and it's something that I have loved doing, that I have these strategies of this is what I use against this team, this is what I use against that team. And I've heard a lot of people who use them. I love sharing that knowledge with you, especially when you watch my GACs, you'll hear a lot of my thought process of I don't do this because I'm thinking of this, or vice versa. So the creating of strategies to me is one of the most fun parts of this game. You really can customize how you play by, creating those unique strategies to you. All right, and then, come on, right? Come on. Like, Wampa is he's our king, right? If you guys want to see Wampa hit Relic 8 live on stream, all you need to do, get this channel to 5,000 subscribers. We'll hold a special live stream. We'll do all this kinds of stuff, guys. And remember, if you want to ensure you get roster reviews on my live streams after we do our GACs, if we've got the time, I will always make sure that I get a member's roster reviewed and give you some good in-depth analysis. So make sure you guys join the memberships if you are interested. So the reason Wampa's really there is because you've got to find that, like the winning feeling in GAC. You've got to find that, like, winning in GAC, winning in Territory Wars. It's such a great feeling. Like that the competitiveness to me is everything. I competed throughout all of my junior high to college career. I ran cross country and track. So competing is something I enjoy, and being able to compete is what's important to me, right? That is something that I crave in this game, is that competition. And come on, who doesn't want to win, right? At the end of the day, sometimes it's still I still have a lot of fun in a GAC if I feel I played really well and I just lost to an opponent with a significantly better roster than me, or they made better decisions than me. Like, that's fine. But come on, who doesn't want to win, right? That's the fun of it. And then we have our clench battles, and this kind of leads into, what I wanted to show here in my GAC that I had this last round here against Regis here. Great. If you guys want to check out the whole GAC, it was awesome. But I had a Zori battle that I used my Bad Batch, and my Hunter had about this much health left. He was hanging on by a thread, and ended up not only winning, but getting full banners on that. And it's those clench battles are just, it's so great when those pan out the right way. When you're looking at it and you're like, I need one more hit to either, like, one more hit, or I need Dark Trooper to get this other assist, or I'm screwed. Like, it's so much of those clench battles are what we live for, guys. And then finally, the last thing, right? This is, probably going to be a little bit of a quicker video, but the last thing is the community. It's you. It's your guild. That is one of the most important things to me is, I probably clicked out too far, but the community is the reason why we're here. That's one of the best parts of this game is the community. I message my GAC opponents all the time. I have two guys in here, right? Just talking with them, saying, hey, this is what I do. Really liked your defense kind of thing. I try to give, as a community member, I try to give the feedback to my GAC opponent on, hey, I really like your defense. Or, like, I told my opponent, hey, if you would have put Finn in the lead instead of Zori, or if you would have put Poe in the lead instead of Zori, I would have lost. That's being a good community member. Yeah, I went and won, but hey, if you did this, you would have won, right? That's simple. But my guild is another big reason, and your guild is probably another big reason you're playing. The community is the glue that holds this together. When something changes, we all band together. We're all banded together right now because we feel that the crate raid is kind of very lackluster and that the rewards are not that good. And it's uniting us. And a united community in this game is one of the best things you can have, because we'll all work together. We all commiserate together. We all, celebrate together. And honestly, at the end of the day, that's the most important thing here is community. That you're finding people you enjoy playing with. You're finding people who you can, become lifelong, almost lifelong friends with. So that's the end of the video, guys. Hopefully this puts a positive spin on some of the stuff going on in the game. I know it's not the most fun right now. I know there's a lot of things that are changing. Please, please, please just keep the faith. Stay patient. Don't make a harsh, don't make a rash reaction or rash decision. Stay calm, stay patient, and remember, guys, the community is the most important part. That you are the most important part of this game. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are down below. As always, smash that subscribe button, leave likes, leave comments. I'll see you on the next video. Cheers.